Osama's booming voice echoed through the night. "Are you trouble?" The traveler smiled, a glint of mischief in his eyes. "Ah, trouble. I make trouble go away." The tension in the air relaxed slightly, but the men remained cautious. Raja, still gripping his sword, demanded, "What do you mean by that?" Osama stepped forward, his voice steady yet commanding. "State your name and purpose of visit, traveler." The man pulled back his hood, revealing a rugged, weathered face that seemed to have seen many battles. "The name's Gabi. The purpose of my visit is to find a place to rest up for the night." Osama scrutinized Gabi for a moment before continuing his questioning. "And why do you carry a sword and a firearm?" Gabi shrugged nonchalantly. "For protection while traveling. The roads aren't always safe." Osama exchanged a glance with Raja and then nodded. "All right, Gabi, if you have no ill intentions, you can stay at my inn for the night. But any trouble, and you'll have to answer to us." Gabi nodded, accepting the offer. He mounted his horse and followed Osama through the village streets. As they reached the inn, Gabi dismounted and led his horse to the stable. Once inside, Gabi and Osama settled by the hearth, the warm glow of the fire casting flickering shadows around the room. Osama poured 2 mugs of ale and handed one to Gabi. "What's happening here?" Gabi asked, taking a sip. Osama sighed deeply, the weight of the village's troubles evident in his expression. "We have a problem. Children have been going missing, and we don't know why. We've been keeping watch, but we're at a loss." Gabi leaned forward, his eyes narrowing in thought. "I might be able to help. I'm a hunter and quite good at tracking. Perhaps I can find some clues." Osama looked intrigued. "If you can help us, I'll take you to meet Eldrick in the morning. He's the village elder, and will want to know about this." As dawn broke, Osama led Gabi through the quiet village to Eldrick's home. However, they found Eldrick already in the village square, surrounded by anxious villagers. Osama and Gabi approached, straining to hear the conversation. One of the villagers was speaking urgently to Eldrick. Some of the children were sleepwalking last night, trying to leave their homes. If the doors hadn't been locked, they would have wandered off into the night. Eldrick's eyes widened with alarm. "This is getting out of hand. We need to act fast." Just then, a man came running up, his face pale with fear. Eldrick, an orphan boy, Thomas, who was sleeping in the barn with his brother, is gone. His brother, who was 14, looked everywhere but couldn't find him. Eldrick's face turned a deep shade of red with fury. "Have I not told you people to lock your doors?" he bellowed, his voice echoing through the market square. "This is serious. We can't afford to be careless." The villagers looked at him, fear and regret in their eyes. Eldrick continued, his voice a mix of anger and desperation. "Every child must be accounted for at all times, no exceptions. If we don't take this seriously, more will go missing. We have to stay vigilant." Turning to Oren, Eldrick ordered, "Come with me. I'll give you a letter to the council in Karashia. We need their help immediately." Eldrick furiously marched back to his hut, Oren following close behind. Osama took this moment to approach Eldrick, whispering urgently in his ear. Eldrick's expression shifted from anger to concern, and he nodded. As Eldrick, Osama, and Oren headed towards Eldrick's house, Gabi observed from a distance, noticing Osama gesturing for him to follow. Gabi complied, trailing behind the trio. The group entered Eldrick's house, the air thick with tension and urgency. The sun was beginning to rise, casting a pale light over the village. Inside, Eldrick quickly penned a letter, sealing it with a decisive thump. "Oren, take this to Karashia immediately. We need their resources and expertise." Oren nodded and quickly left, determined to reach Karashia as fast as possible. Eldrick turned to Osama and Gabi. "Tell me more about yourself, Gabi. How can you help us?"